Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Now, let us remind ourselves that Jennifer Bonjean is an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of New York, the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York and the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. Bonjean is the founder of the Bonjean Law Group, predominantly based in New York's Lexington Avenue with a satellite office in Illinois at the West Jackson Boulevard. Jennifer Bonjean is currently R. Kelly's attorney in both his New York and Chicago cases, which are now both at the appeal levels. Most well known for her high-profile cases and success in the conviction overturn of Bill Cosby, Jennifer Bonjean speaks on the effects of bias and improper procedures that mar an overwhelming majority of wrongful conviction cases in the United States of America. Bonjean's firm's website says she works tirelessly to reverse the convictions of innocent people wrongly incarcerated. It's speculated that she has the words "not guilty" tattooed on her arm. Last week, Bonjean sought an order from the New York court requesting for an extension of the due date for R. Kelly's reply brief from August 9 to August 23, 2023. Bonjean visited R. Kelly at the Federal Correctional Institute in Butner on July 24, 2023 for discussions, but unfortunately did not have a meaningful discussion with him because of the limited time she was given by the prison authorities. We should also appreciate that R. Kelly's literacy shortcomings necessitate adequate time for proper comprehension. Jennifer Bonjean also revealed to the court that she had earlier organized a prepaid trip to Italy on the 9th of August 2023 to take one of her children for studies in Milan. With the trip at hand, Bonjean says it would be difficult to access her web-based files for adequate preparations, prompting her to ask for this vital extension. It also happened that the backlog in Bonjean's schedule of activities was worsened by her 12-year-old dog, which had surgery for a cancerous tumor, but later developed complications which subsequently required up to 4 anesthesia sessions during the additional treatment. Unfortunately, Bonjean, being the sole caretaker of her dog, had to spend off some time with it as it underwent treatment. With these arguments, the court has found it prudent to allow Bonjean an extension in part of what was requested for the R. Kelly reply brief from August 9, 2023 to August 16, 2023, but not to August 23, 2023 as Bonjean had requested. I still believe Bonjean is quite happy about this relieving development. For the most of us who support R. Kelly and wish to see him gain his freedom sooner than later might not clearly comprehend the usefulness of these extension requests. But consistent with existing law and court orders, a lawyer should agree to reasonable requests for extensions of time when the legitimate interests of his or her client will not be adversely affected, and I believe a lawyer of Bonjean's caliber knows this very well. However, you can't always control the world around you. A valid emergency can serve as a vital excuse for missing or postponing a court date, and what is ultimately very important is to make sure you appear or submit to court when you are very sure your submission has been adequately prepared. Courts generally will give or send copies of the court order with the new court date to you and the others involved in the case and/or their attorneys. However, some courts may require you to notify the other people involved in the case. In the same vein, we should remember that after receiving permission from court to file an oversized brief of 25,000 words, Bonjean went ahead and filed R. Kelly's brief on April 19, 2023. On July 10, 2023, the court granted the same permission to government, allowing them to file a brief of no more than 25,000 words, and ultimately on July 19, 2023, the government filed their responsive brief with the court. Bonjean recently sought leave to file an oversized reply brief of 12,500 words. If we can all recall, R. Kelly's trial was a very long and quite a complicated one. It consisted of 50 witnesses and over 6,000 pages of transcripts and thousands of pages of documents contained in the government's exhibits. The government's prosecutors and R. Kelly's legal team engaged in an extensive post-trial motion briefing that resulted in a 103-page decision by the district court. This is just a reflection of the level of complexity of that trial. We also know that in the opening brief, Bonjean raised 10 separate claims, 2 of which dealt with the constitutionality of statutes and the others that were incredibly fact-intensive. It is important to know that under the United States and state constitutions, statutes are considered the primary source of law in the U.S., meaning that legislatures make the law or statutes and courts interpret the law or the cases. Most state statutes are organized by subject matter and published in books referred to as codes such as the Civil and Criminal Code that we have much interest in as far as R. Kelly is concerned. Needless to say, Bonjean's leave to file an oversized reply brief of 12,500 words was approved by the court. Court-mandated page and word count limits are meant to even the playing field for litigants and manage the court's limited resources. Manipulating your document to save every word you have written violates the letter and the spirit of the court rules, and it even doesn't improve results. Violating page and word count limits can lead to monetary sanctions, public censure, and the court striking your filing. The more egregious the violation, the more forceful the response from the court, and the more memorable the lawyer's humiliation, something Bonjean cannot accept falling victim to. The rules do allow the circuit courts to extend word limits in specific cases or even in all cases by local rule. Hopefully, the courts will be generous in accepting to give such extensions at least in cases featuring more vigorous trial records, or multiple complex legal issues such as those existing in all R. Kelly's cases. We are now certain that on August 2, 2023, Bonjean will be submitting the brief for the Illinois case, whose reply will be expected to be due by September 1, 2023, and her rebuttal will be on the 22nd of September 2023. As we continue to witness new developments occurring towards R. Kelly's appeal proceedings, we can just stay optimistic that this time around, the relevant truth will be put into consideration. We believe R. Kelly and his legal team will be able to outline all the injustices, misinterpretations of the law, cases of lying and witness tampering that have marred all R. Kelly's legal proceedings, and that the law, truth and justice will this time along prevail. It has been a long wait, and we can't wait any longer to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom. As a point to note, there are more innocent people in our jails and prisons today than ever before. The rate of exonerations continues to rise, revealing an unreliable system of criminal justice. A lack of accountability for police and prosecutors, reliance on junk science or mistaken eyewitnesses, and the indigent defense crisis are major contributors to wrongful convictions that have undermined the credibility of our system and ruined the lives of innocent men and women. A conviction may be classified as wrongful when a person convicted is factually innocent of the charges, or if there were procedural errors that violated the convicted person's rights. More than half of wrongful convictions can be traced to witnesses who lied in court or made false accusations. In 2018, a record number of exonerations involved misconduct by government officials. The strength of our criminal justice system depends on its accuracy and its ability to convict the guilty and to clear the innocent. But we know that wrongful convictions happen, but identifying and understanding the causes is critical to maintaining the integrity of our justice system. Thank you for watching today's video, brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.